1-3, the police are requesting an ambulance to detail man screaming for one. Inside the Irish Social Club at number 19 Park Street, West Rock Street.
forgot to switch the screen when it ended. My bad. Good morning, everyone. Today's a busy morning. But a good one. I want to make a quick note. If you look in here, yesterday, before we ended stream, we wanted to mark out key areas. Look what price went to, and look what price did right when it tapped into that right there at 92,567.4. Look at that. It failed to push up into here and start breaking this high. So it's literally just chopping within this range right now. Within this strong low to strong high. And really the strongest low is this one down here. Really it's ranging right between 94272.5 and 79202.3. That's a $20,000 swing almost. This morning, for everyone watching, just to give you guys a quick update, in 30 minutes, we got a DePin conversation going down. We are going to be talking about all things Solana DePin. It's with one of the companies I host with once a week, and so we'll be watching the charts from here, while I also do the space. So you guys get to listen in. I'll be muting my mic, but I'll join in via my X profile, and we'll watch from there. What up? I'm in class right now, but I shorted BTC last night, made money back on our loss yesterday from the copy trading. Nice. Yeah, this is a great entry opportunity right there. For a short, target these lows, maybe even these lows. I'm very interested to see what happens tomorrow. Tomorrow is a really big day for crypto. There is a lot of things happening. Okay, so let's go to Forex Factory real fast. One, if you go to Forex Factory, this morning we had unemployment claims. They were bullish. Okay, good news. They were sub than the forecast, right? And that's what we want. 221 to 234. Bullish news. So far we've had, out of the 4 red news, one's been neutral, one's been bearish, 2 bullish. So far the news has been more bullish than bearish, right? Tomorrow, Friday, we have a lot. We have average hourly earnings, non-farmer unemployment rate, but the big thing is Fed Chair Jerome Powell speaks. We will be watching this live tomorrow morning, and this one's big. Not only do we have this, we also have the Digital Assets Summit with key crypto leaders, including Michael Saylor, Brad Garlinghouse, happening tomorrow night. And there's a lot of speculation of what's going to go down tomorrow night at this Digital Assets Crypto Summit thing at the White House. But there's something I found that I wanted to share with you guys. Now, this is all speculation. None of this is like fact, right? But on Sunday, we saw a wallet do a really, really crazy buy of $200 million in longs, like 50x leverage on it. Okay, this wallet, Juicy pointed out, I don't know where he found it, but that wallet that has the $200 million in longs that they bought right before Trump had his announcement on Sunday, right? This person was able to get the perfect timing before the announcement happened on this last Sunday when Trump announced the crypto reserve. Then this wallet has publicly changed their display name to March 7th, which March 7th is the crypto summit, the digital asset summit happening on tomorrow. And there's speculation that this person is like an insider who's trying to give people information that I longed for a reason. I longed because this Friday is going to be very bullish, right? So it's all speculation, right? It's all like a what if, like would this actually happen? So we'll have to find out like how it actually plays out, but this Friday could be pretty big. Now, also something to take note of, World Liberty Finance, which is Donald Trump's DeFi company, they have just recently started buying up a lot more Ethereum. They're now at 7.151 ETH and have $16 million in holdings there. And then they also have the wrap BTC, 162.69 wrapped BTC valued at 14.59 mil. And then yeah, so they have also been buying before the Friday, right? So potentially those are all indicators, right? Now it is a speculation, right? It is all like maybe what if, but it could be something, right? And news plays a big role. News plays a very big role when it comes into and what people say or do or talk about, a big role the way the price moves, right? So I'm very interested to see, do we today see a little bit of a drawdown to maybe this support line here and then push off, right? And I'm kind of watching. I want to see what kind of goes down. Maybe do we support the 50 EMA on like the 1 hour, right? Like if you look, it's been supporting it pretty well, right? It hasn't really fallen, but it looks like it might fall here, especially with this push off, a little bit of a lower high, right? And then broke structure. So looking bearish today on Bitcoin on the lower time frames, like the 1 hour, 4 hour. Also looking like it's going to be a little bearish, especially with the rejection off this resistance point here that we've drawn out. And then day time frame just looks weird, right? That just looks weird, like boom, boom, and then like slow movement back up. Yeah, I don't love this. I don't love this. What time did this candle happen? At 10? Yeah, but I think tomorrow's going to be a very, very interesting day. I think it'll be fun watching the Powell speech. We'll have his speech up while we watch the charts too. One thing I want to do tomorrow is while he's speaking, we go down to like the 1 minute time frame, or literally go to like trading view. While he's speaking, we're gonna go to Bitcoin. I thought it'd be fun. We'll go to Bitcoin and we'll watch like on a very low time frame, like the 30-second time frame, and see how the chart is moving as he's speaking on like the 30-second time frame. Let me see if we can get a little bit better. Nah, maybe we'll just do the 1 minute. Oh, dude, that chart is horrible. Let's see. There we go. We'll do like the 45-second time frame, right? 30-second time frame tomorrow, while he's speaking, and just watching like moving all crazy. I did want to look at this. I did want to look at CME gap, or CME, on Bitcoin. Okay. And I want to look at this filled this gap here, filled this gap here that we watched. Rad D great. Hey, today we're taking it slow, right? If we look at the market right now, it just doesn't look great, right? It doesn't look great. Why do I say that? It's kind of ranging between these highs and these lows, right? We have this low and this high. It's ranging. The day time frame just looks weird. Like, look at the day time frame, right? Look at this push up, massive right, push back down, like starting to move up, but could be rejecting off this resistance back down to this support. So today, I don't know if I'm gonna be taking a trade today, because I want to wait till tomorrow. I was just talking about this earlier, but tomorrow we have a crap ton of red folder news. We have Jerome Powell speaking and the crypto summit. So there's a lot of extremely volatile things that could happen tomorrow. My hope, this is what I would honestly do. My hope is that today we see price potentially fall to this blue zone. Okay, I don't know if it will. We'll see. It looks like it's rejecting here and pushing down to these lower to these lows here. Maybe even go down lower to like down here, but this seems like there's a support area right here. I don't want to see what price if it comes down to here, which is about 85,306. And what I would want to do, if it did come down, I want to prep for tomorrow, because I think tomorrow is going to be very bullish, and I'm going to make a small position, right, with our challenge, and then just create like a 2-to-1 on the 4-hour time frame, a high time frame, okay? And my guess is that tomorrow will be pretty bullish. So I'm gonna try to play the news, right? If we look at Forex Factory so far, yesterday we had bullish news. Today we got bullish news. We only had one bearish news so far this week. So potentially all the red folder news here tomorrow could be bullish. Could be. Maybe it might be like a one is bearish, 2 are bullish. We'll see. And then also when Jerome Powell speaks, he could also say some good things, especially with the fact that the digital asset is coming. Maybe I guarantee some questions of the crypto reserve is going to be talked about, because he has not spoken since that's been announced. And so my guess is from these news, Fed Chair Powell, and then you top off the summit that's happening, tomorrow will be a very bullish day, is my guess. So what I'm kind of looking at is I want to see higher time frames today, push down, or tomorrow, maybe it happens tomorrow, push down to a key level and opening up a position on the 4-hour and letting that thing play out, letting that thing ride. Because in reality, if there's something down here and they have bullish news that gets announced in the summit or in any of those red folder news, to get from 85,336 to up here at 97521 is not very, that's about a $10,000 swing. I mean, this swing alone is about $10,000 here, and that did it very quickly, right? So I'm not too worried. It'd be a long hold, probably be holding till like Monday. But yeah, especially if we could break this high here from that news, that'd be big. And then we just got to break these two. And then honestly, from there, it's back to these highs. So I'm very interested to see how tomorrow plays out. I want to see if we get to key levels. I'm going to be watching it today. And I will be trying to enter right in this area here. Would be the ideal, right? Maybe put the stop loss down to this low, but I don't like that. I'd rather put to this stronger low. This is, to me, a much stronger low than this low. This is still a strong low because from this downward momentum, right, we have lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, higher low, right? Actual structure here. So, but I'd rather put it here. Give me more space, you know, give me more space. But I'd wait for like a tap in, right? I'd want to see this. I want to see price, I want to see price come down and then push off. I don't want to see price like playing around in here, like doing some of this and then coming out and then maybe going down. I want to see it like, I want to see it actually show, boom, like here is support. Like price is not going lower than this box, right? I want a good V formation to open up a position, if it even does. I'll also be focusing in on this area too. We have like this order block potentially, right? Or even we have this big fair value gap potentially. So there's a lot of layers down here that price could start bouncing off of, and I'm going to be watching those today, right? So that's kind of my game plan. I kind of want to set myself up for tomorrow on a very high time frame. So we won't be going down to like the 5 minute, 15. We're focusing on those higher time frames and trying to play what potentially will happen tomorrow. A good thing that I'll probably do too is that as 4 hour gets closer to this box down here, I'll go down to the 1 hour and see how the 1 hour reacts. Enter based off the 1 hour with stop loss on the 4 hour time frame. Take profit on the 4 hour time frame, but the entry, the sniper entry, will be on the 1 hour. Because looks like here we're about to get a EMA cross on the 1 hour. Looks like we're about to get that EMA cross, which should probably push us at minimum to like this level here, or even, you know, down to, you know, this range down there, which would put us right in our blue box, right? No, not right now. I'm not looking for shorts. Yeah, not looking for shorts this morning. I'm focused more on the higher time frame stuff today. I think honestly, if I were to look for shorts, I missed it already. Like if I were to do shorts, I'd want to enter from. I see price pushing off of here. See it push down. This push back up into a fair value gap here. That would have been the entry right here. And I was asleep during that time. Yeah, no need for greed, right? I'd rather have the patience for that potentially really good setup for the much better move. Because imagine, right? Imagine we are right? Price falls down to here. Finds support, right? Begins to push off. We get an entry down here, stop loss down here, right? And imagine after tomorrow, it is back to up only mode for Bitcoin, and we go back up all the way to at least these highs here, 109, and then breaking into discovery to like 130, right? 120. And imagine we caught a great position here, right? Down on the 4 hour time frame, and we hold it through this to this move to the upside, right? If this is indeed potentially the bottom, after the news that comes out tomorrow and this week, that'd be a really good move. That'd be a really good position, and it could be very possible. Yeah. I don't know if I would hold this exact position all the way into these like highs. I don't think I would do that. I'd honestly probably, you know, close out and then go back to our normal strategy once we have clear structure to the upside, right? And then go back down to the orb strategy. But first, try to catch this really good move on the higher time frames. and seeing how long we can hold that, right? So I'm gonna move this off to the side for now, just to have it ready if it gets close. But that's what I'm watching today. And everyone, just so you know, I have 10 minutes until my live space that's going down today. And this morning's space, we're going to be talking about DePin on Solana. We're stacked with our guests. Let me show you guys. This is our guest list. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 guests. We're gonna have a really good conversation that'll last about an hour 15 minutes. We're gonna have this conversation, and then we will and then I'll come back to it. Today will be probably a shorter stream, just because we're just kind of waiting, right, on higher time frame things. I got this event I gotta do, and then after the event, we will kind of watch what's going on in the charts for a little bit, and I'll probably be done around 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time today, like 9:30 a.m. I'll do a little bit of a shorter stream, and then I'll be active in the Discord. So if I do end up making a position or like it's starting to get close, I'll set up my trading and view alerts for you guys, so you guys can know everything that's going to go down, and be prepared also. Solaris too, it's good to see you again this morning. Yeah, I think there will be a pullback, right? I think we could see a pullback all the way down to this blue box, and I would love that. 89500 on BTC, quick reaction from price action on low time frame, right on the 0.618 fib for continuation move. Nice. I could see us potentially falling to 85290, right? Tapping into this blue box before we move. Especially if maybe some of the news tomorrow is bearish, right? Maybe we don't get this entry until tomorrow, right? Maybe it doesn't happen for a little bit longer. But I'm interested to see how long it goes, because let's see what this move was. This move was 12 bars times 4. That was 2 days almost that it took to do this move. So a move down could take us 2 days to get here, but we'll see. Oh yeah, like squeezing those shorts, because there's a lot of shorts in this area, right? There's a lot of shorts going on in this area here. A lot of liquidity up here. Like a little liquidity sweep before. Yeah, like a little liquidity sweep before it falls. It could. No. Okay. 4 minutes until my space. I'll mute my mic, but you guys will be able to hear everything. Coffee James, good morning. Good morning, you maniac. Hope you're having a good day. I love seeing like the consistency of seeing like the community that come back. Like Chris, Rad did great, Silas, Coffee. I love seeing you guys like coming back every day and getting to hang out with you. From what I'm hearing today, we'll be setting up for tomorrow's potential, correct? Yes. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Yep. Having that patience to potentially see if we have a falling knife here, right? And if we do have potential major bullish news coming out tomorrow with Fed Powell, Crypto Summit, so on and so forth, we could be seeing a big move, right? And my speculation of the insider trader that I was talking about. So we'll see. And honestly, maybe we won't even get our entry, right? Maybe we'll have to wait for the weekend to maybe it pumps over the weekend, breaks these highs that we've been watching, and then we find out like, hey, we have really good confirmation now. We are clearly in a bull market, right? Yeah. All right, 2 minutes. 2 minutes until I'm gonna pause the music. Okay. Pause the music, and I'm gonna get the desktop audio up, and then I'll mute my mic in about 2 minutes. So I'm gonna get this all set up. And let me do this too. Look at that. So you can still see the chart. All right, I'm gonna mute, and then I'm gonna join the space once I start it.
Good morning, everyone. We're just kind of waiting for our guests to kind of show up throughout the morning, and when we're gonna get this kicked off, we just want to make sure we don't start the space without anyone that we're missing. How's everyone doing though? That's here so far. Good morning, GM. If it's good morning for you or good evening, but yeah, how you guys doing?
Pretty good.
Hey there, good morning. Yeah, good morning. Yeah, thanks for inviting us to the space. Excited to talk shop a little bit with all of you today.
Yeah, this one's a stacked space, so I'm really excited to hear from you guys and your expertise. Because DePin is a huge conversation, and it's got so many opportunities in it. So I think the audience is going to be really stoked to hear from you all, and get some of the alpha that's going down in the DePin sector of crypto. Okay, I think we got most of our guests. I think we're missing just a couple, but I don't want to be waiting too long for it. But as they come, we'll make sure we get them up on the stage. But we'll get it started this morning. So, good morning, everyone. If you're listening right now, one thing I would love to invite you to do. I have the X space pinned to the top of this event. If you'd like to go there, and if you have any questions throughout this entire space, we're going to be monitoring that and making sure your questions get answered, because we want to make sure you guys are getting something really good out of this too. And so if you'd like, one, share the space, and two, put your comments down below, because we want to make sure your questions are answered and you're getting the most value out of the space as possible. And then also, uh, we're going to do a little bit of time real fast for each company to do a quick little snippet of who they are and what they're doing in the space, just so we kind of get an understanding of, before we even get into the conversation of what each of you guys are doing. Nasana, could you kick us off on this?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you very much. So first of all, I'm David. I do developer relations for Nosana. That means I get to give workshops and spread the word about what Nosana is doing. At Nosana, we're building a decentralized GPU marketplace where you can run AI workloads. So anytime you want to inference an LLM, you want to chat to something like ChatGPT, or you want to generate an image using Stable Diffusion, and now also you can run AI agents on Nosana very cheaply as well. So excited to talk to all of you about what's happening within the DePin space and AI.
Awesome. I'm so excited to have you, Nasana, and thank you so much for that intro. Daba, would you be down to give us a little quick snippet of who you guys are and what you're doing?
Yeah, great to be here. Thanks for setting up this opportunity. I'm Rumo. I'm actually the community manager of Daba Network. We are building last mile infrastructure on ground. Basically, what you can think of it as broadband, building out fiber on ground where people don't have internet connection to access. And the way we do it is through NFTs. People around the world can own NFTs, which are on ground assets that are tied to it, and you can virtually operate them from anywhere around the world and make internet accessible to where demand is. We recently just closed out our season two sales of selling out around 11,000 hotspots on the network, and are looking forward on our road to TG, as well as in the next month, the end of the month, we'll be hosting Solana's first DePin themed event, the Solana DePin and Hardware Summit, and very excited to be a part of the Solana ecosystem.
Nice. That's awesome. Congrats on throwing that first event. I know that could probably be a little nerve-wracking, but I'm wishing you guys the best on that. Edison, would you be down to give us a quick intro on who you are and who you're with?
Hey, hi guys. Yeah, thanks for having me here. So here's Addison. I'm the co-founder of the Qdis. So we're building the first AI empowered smart ring on Solana. So far we sold 15,000 rings and built a relatively pretty decentralized community with around 200,000 members from 103 countries. And we launched 2 generation product last year. First was April. The second generation was December. We actually flight all the way from the hacker house back to the New York and the hackathon. So been here and there. Like yeah, I just joke about uh my trip in the past 9 or 10 weeks is around like between 8 and 9 countries. So we actually go to a lot of places and showcase products offline with events to the community and members. So yeah, so we're happy to be here and excited to share more about Qtis with you guys. Yeah.
I think crypto, people who are working in crypto, they do so much traveling. Like I know Omi does so much travel. I'm like, I don't know how you guys do it. That's crazy. Like I would be so jet lagged, I'd be so jacked up, but I hope you are staying healthy with, especially with your rings. I know that helps you stay healthy. So yeah, I hope you're staying good throughout all that travel. Kate, would you be down to intro yourself and give us a little bit of who you are and who you're with?
Yeah, hi. Thank you so much for having me today. I'm really excited for this discussion. Definitely a stacked crew. So, my name is Kate, and I lead our Web3 partnerships at IONET. So, IONET is a GPU DePin. We have one of the, if not the largest network of GPUs and CPUs available all over the world. So, any kind of device you could ever want to leverage, we have ready for you to build and deploy. So you can do that either through IO Cloud today, go in, and it's easy for someone as non-technical as me to spin up and deploy a cluster for training and inference. Or you can go in, and I encourage everyone on this space today to check out our latest product, which is IO Intelligence. So it just launched a couple of weeks ago, and this enables users to tap in and run inference directly on over 25 open source models available today, or tap into our API. So we have quite a few agents using this on the back end. Excited for the chat. Nice to meet you all.
I'm really excited to learn because I know there's several on here that use the power of GPU and like leverage that, and so I'm really excited to learn more about that because that's something a little new to me. And so I know you guys are one of the top, so I'm excited to hear that. Ting, I would love to hear from you and who you are and who you're with.
Hi, thank you for having me. My name is Ting. I'm head of ecosystem Europe at SkyX, and my role is to oversee investor relations, manage strategic partnerships, and lead the planning and execution of go-to-market strategies across the European market. And at SkyX, we are building a decentralized IoT data network. It's designed to collect, process, and monetizing outdoor environmental data at a very big scale. We do deploying a network of advanced weather sensor devices, and it will enable users to collect real-time hyperlocal weather and environmental data. And this data will power multiple applications such as AI-driven weather intelligence to climate risk assessment, smart agriculture, and so on. And yeah, we have already launched our SkyX 100, and it's available in the market for making orders. And so you can check us out by clicking SkyX Network on Twitter. Thanks for having me.
I love that. Thank you so much, Ting. That sounds extremely interesting, especially with the weather. Like, I'm really interested to see how you guys are leveraging that in DePin. Jesse, I'd love to hear from you, the co-founder of Uprock.
Hey everyone, good morning. Yeah, this is Jesse. First of all, thanks for having me. So Uprock is I believe it's the largest mobile-first DePin on Solana. We have about 2.7 million installs. We have a few thousand per day. and we're building the best reward program on Solana, so you can earn passive income while you sleep, selling your unused bandwidth on the internet. Just sell it under 2 minutes, and it's pretty easy. So on your iPhone or iOS, and that fuels a SaaS business. We have 3 core products, which is a web scraping, uptime monitoring, and load testing and load testing or stress testing.
I love that, Jesse. Thank you so much for sharing. I'm excited to hear more about the way to earn within your DePin. That's gonna be exciting to hear. Laser, last but not least, I'd love to hear what you're doing and what you're building.
Hey everyone, I'm Laser. Yeah, I'm co-founder of Star Power. Yeah, a quick intro about us. Star Power, we are energy network protocol. We are partnering with leading manufacturer of renewable energy devices to develop home storage battery and solar panels, and aggregating those devices into a decentralized network, DePin, to address the energy power grid challenge caused by AI and renewable energy, volatile renewable energies. Currently, we have 20,000 devices activated on Solana testnet, and over 5 million wallet users registered. And currently, we are the largest energy specific dipping. And yeah, for the past 1 year, we generated over 1 million in the revenue. Great to be here, and happy to know you all here. Yeah.
Stoked to have you guys. Thank you so much, Laser, for that intro. Guys, we are so blessed to have each and every one of you on our panel. This is stacked guest list. And so the expertise and the mind share here is going to be awesome. So last before we get really into the space, again, if you're listening, if you have any questions for any of these guests that just came up, click on the pinned tweet at the top of the space. Put your questions down below. We'll be monitoring that, and we'll make sure each of your questions get answered. But let's get into this topic. Let's get into it. One of the first things I wanted to do is just to get a broad sense, and maybe if someone's maybe even new here to DePin in the audience, how would you guys define DePin for someone new to the space? Like, what is the opportunity here in DePin, and how would you describe that? You could raise your hand or just unmute, however you guys prefer. Nosana, you want to go?
Yeah, absolutely. So the way that we describe it and the way that you see a lot of people describing their products as well is, first we had this decentralization with software, with the blockchain. And now we're using all of that decentralization software in order to decentralize the infrastructure as well. So we have all of these protocols such as TCP that really help us manage all of the data flows within the world. And we've been collecting data and we've been sending data around using these protocols. And oftentimes it has been aggregated by centralized institutions and corporations. But now, slowly but surely, and instead of having one data center, you can have a decentralized data center where all kinds of participants can then help add their machine to a network in order to help distribute sensor data gathering, or the way that we do it at Nosana is we help users onboard their GPUs to the network, and then we provide jobs for them in order for our clients to run AI workloads. But it's a really exciting space to be in, because now all of a sudden there's decentralization of equity as well. People can participate within these networks, and instead of all of that capital being aggregated into the hands of few, with this new era of decentralization, we're really opening up the floodgates for everybody to participate with the growth of this sector, where anyone can help onboard their device and help the network grow. And for example, one really interesting project that I liked as well is GeoNet, where they have all of these stations around the world to kind of help with the accurate mapping of devices. So instead of using GPS, you'll be able to get sub-centimeter location data of devices around the world. And so it's still a bit vague. We're slowly but surely seeing the rollout of all of these different kinds of services. And I really foresee that DePin can really overtake or actually start competing with these more centralized services around the world as we go forward in time. So not only from telecommunications or compute, but also gathering weather data, for example. It's really exciting.
Daba, let's hear from you. I'm excited to hear from you.
Yeah, I mean, for us, DePin is basically community-driven products that help bring change on ground via crypto. We have been working in the telecom sector for over 8 years, trying out various ways to help bridge the digital divide, help bring more people online. But so far, globally, a third of the world is not connected. And we operate in India, where more than 40% of the country has no internet, and more than 90% of the country has no reliable broadband internet. So, what we do is essentially help bring forward thinkers from around the world via crypto, via DePin to help bring this change. And to take it back, take a little step back, what you need to understand is if you've seen how internet has grown over the world, it has come from the richest country and slowly trickled down to the poorest country. Then, whenever it reaches your country, it probably reaches the most urban, most developed part of the country, and then slowly trickles down to the smaller, less rural areas. So, internet as a whole, the way the model works is very heavy, intensive in terms of funding. And when you go down the VC route, you want returns. So projects, any telecom project around the world are looking for immediate return. Where at DePin, we are looking at people-driven growth, where essentially we see the ripple effect that can be created when you bring more people online. And what we essentially call our product is layer zero deepen because we're literally building the foundational infrastructure that helps bring people online. And you guys shared about weather and other projects, we're going to be integrating projects like WeatherXM, like a couple more project products down the line, which will essentially be built on top of our infrastructure layer. So essentially over time, community owned smart settlements, smart habitats where people know what they want and they can drive their growth as they wish instead of relying on big telcos that are only looking for profits. And that's how I think DePin and crypto together can help bring real on ground change.
I love that. Ting, I'd love to hear from you.
Sure. Since the last previous two speakers have already mentioned several times about weather deeping, and I'll just go ahead to add more here. To answer your first question about the definition of deeping, and I'll focus on three different characters on that. And first is that DePin by name is called it's a decentralized physical infrastructure network, and basically but uses both blockchain and token incentives to build real world infrastructures. What does that mean? I mean, if you look at blockchain in traditional projects, they're more focusing on the digital assets. However, DePin is more looking into a real asset that is more tangible, something like devices, for example, that can be deployed in a decentralized way and connecting it with blockchain and sharing data mining in a decentralized way. And for example, at SkyX, we are the device we just launched, SkyX 100, is a little device that you can install it on your rooftop anywhere you want, and then you can collect the local hyper local weather data, and by sharing those data we can leveraging AI to do like weather assessment and damage assessment in the future. And so this is one of the real use case in terms of connecting blockchain into the real world infrastructure. And on top of that, people get rewarded with providing those kind of data. So this is what we mean by token incentives. So which leads to the second character of DePin, which it will enable community-driven infrastructure, will reduce resilience on centralized entities, and it's the same idea of how Bitcoin was created. And then lastly, I think it would be like for participants who buy these kind of devices, deploying these devices in the real world infrastructure, and will contribute of giving resources to IoT devices, computing power, connectivity, network, and so on and so forth. And in return, those participants, communities will get incentivized with token rewards. So I think that's my side to share those three characters of DePin.
Thank you, Ting. I love that. That was awesome. Anybody before I have a lot of questions. So I've like listening to you guys. I'm already getting so many more questions, and I'm trying to hold my tongue back so I don't get us off track. But anybody else want to answer the question of how would you define DPIN before we move on?
Yeah, I'll just say, like, to add to that, what DePin, I mean, basically DePin turns your spare tech, whatever you have, like a random phone or sensors at home, into like a money making rebellion. Because basically crypto is all about making the internet a better place, where instead of a handful of people own all the data and all the compute, it's all decentralized. And we want to be in a world, especially in the AI world, we want to be in a world where Web3 principles are the default. We don't want to be in a world where everything's centralized, because AI is going to it has a heavy tendency to be centralized, and we don't want to be in that world. So DePin actually is a good fight against AI. To have everyone, instead of saying like, why rent the world when you can own it together? And DePin is like that. We all can actually have a piece of it, and data is very powerful, and DePin makes it actually really, really easy for everyone to participate, and the world's knowledge is the world, so we should all benefit from that, and DePin is actually a big part of that. So this is why I love crypto generally, because I want to make the internet a better place. Instead of having a handful of people own all the data and compute, can we make it where we all actually contribute and we all own it together? And to me, that's DePin.
I love that. That's good. Yeah, right. That's like the whole purpose of crypto, right? Bringing the power back to the group rather than just a select few. Anybody else would like to tap into this first question? Kate, I see you just
Yeah,
unmuted. Perfect.
I was just gonna say, Jesse, I really couldn't agree with you more about the things that really like power and motivate me personally to be in the deep end space. And then like piggybacking off of that, one sort of practical example that I'm seeing at IONET is, it's impossible for you or me to go to NVIDIA and buy and invest in a GPU and, therefore sort of profit off of and monetize and be a part of the growing AI economy. But the cool thing that DePin unlocks is the ability to take part in and play a role in that ownership, either through sort of your the devices that you have at home today, or even through things like last week we launched co-staking, which enables GPU providers and data centers to sort of bootstrap and get funding from all around just about any user, and it enables us as just an everyday person to participate and sort of take part in um, owning a piece of the GPU, which I think is just super exciting.
I love that, Kate. Thank you so much. I love it. Uh, anybody else before I move on? Because I have a couple questions. Okay. I'm gonna ask some. I have some questions. So, one of the things I've been hearing a lot in the beginning was the weather stuff. So for me, the weather thing's a little new for me for DePin. I just want to ask, like, how is the data for the weather? Like, how is that powerful, and like how can I play a role in that, or like participate in that? That's something new for me, and I would love. I wonder if anybody else in the audience is wondering the same thing I am. But in regards to the weather and data and DePin, you know, can I get some more info on that? Because I kind of don't even know what to ask, but I keep hearing it and I'm very interested.
I guess that question would address to me, or I should take it. Okay.
Yeah, go for it, Ting.
So okay, how would I explain this? Okay, so in the example of SkyX, so we, as I mentioned, we have um, enrolled out a device. It's called SkyX 100. And this little device is basically like a weather station that you can install in an outdoor environment. It can be on your rooftop, it can be in your garden. And this little device, it's like any of those weather stations for the professionals settings where it's more centralized way the government's in planning this kind of devices in an area where they can collect the weather data and then give you the weather reports. This DePin device that we have in the market will allow individuals also collecting your local data, and then by sharing those data that you collect from this weather station, you can you can share those data on the application, the app that we have already developed, and then we connect that data that you share as a user, and we connect it with an AI program, and then we can predict. We can help predicting the weather in the future, and we can have a risk assessment of whether there will be any like whether that can be dangerous for us to give warning to people in advance. And by sharing, by like people sharing those decentralized data, not only we can having impact on planning things in advance, but also we can incentivizing those users for sharing those kind of data. So that's in general, that's how the project works. I mean, if that answers your question.
Yeah, that literally reminds me. I tried to. There was a thing like 3 years ago, 4 years ago. I tried to take part in a DPIN, and I literally totally forgot about it until you started talking about that. And I was like, oh my gosh, I signed up for it. It was like Planet Watch, I think it was called. And I was gonna get this thing shipped to me, and I help it, like, basically I just put it outside and it monitored. I totally forgot I did this, and I tried to do it, but I don't. They never sent me the machine, so I don't know what happened. But yeah, I don't know if I got scammed or not. Maybe I did. But it was something I put outside, and it monitors the weather around me, and then because I send the data to that company, I get their Planet coin back as like the reward. I totally forgot I did that. Daba, I would love to hear from you.
That's a funny story. Think I would love to talk about SkyX after this call, but even though essentially we are a broadband telecom project, but since we're building out this layer zero infrastructure, it's essentially pretty easy for our on-ground deployers to stick a weather station on top of it. So what we're doing, right, like I hinted about WeatherXM, there are multiple projects in this sector like WeatherXM, SkyX, Nubula, Ambient. What we do is we build out the last mile infrastructure. Now, India is one of the largest agricultural market in the world. Probably our first experiment that we're doing with WeatherXM is we're deploying them at locations where weather data is very essential for these farmers. We're starting off at a place called Islampur, which is literally the second largest producer of sugar in the world. And WeatherXM devices would be installed over there to give local farmers hyper-local information, which are much up to date, which help them manage the whole crop cycle of 12 months. So doing this, what really helps is it kind of increases the TAM of every IoT-based DePin project. So till now, WeatherXM had a very low presence in India with around 50 or so stations around the country. And we will be deploying 800 more locations, 800 more devices, taking our country at the second highest global ranking for WeatherXM. And the way to make it simple, right? I mean, the way we look at it is all these products are very useful for a lot of people. Of course, you can own it and run it and get tokens for it. But if you can actually deploy it where it makes real change, for us, we deploy it where it's really needed and can help a lot of people. And you manage it as an NFT from anywhere around the world and still get rewarded for helping incentivize this growth on ground. So yeah, that's our piece about web.
Nasana, I'd love to hear from you. Thank you, Daba, for sharing that.
To build on top of that idea, you can imagine as well, just as how Ting and Daba were mentioning about collecting weather data, you have then all of these devices that are owned by people and that they get paid then for supplying data to the network. And then you would have these decentralized insurance brokers that would buy up that data and provide insurance for farmers. So if these insurance brokers have better data and better modeling about what's going to happen, and when a certain outcome happens as well, let's say there's a drought happening, then these insurance brokers can get paid out directly as well, right? So these data sensors would be oracles in a sense, and they would just trigger a smart contract at a certain point of, oh shit, there's a drought happening. These farmers have insurance with the specific data broker, and they would get paid out when their crop fails. So it really starts to build up a little bit of resilience as well. And oftentimes you hear as well how insurance brokers and a lot of businesses as well, they want hyper-localized weather data. They want to be able to know better as well what's going to happen with the next week or next month. They can potentially inference an AI weather data model in order to get a better accuracy about how to schedule their logistics around what's happening with the weather. So it's really interesting how you can really foresee how all of these different integrations will happen with all of this zero-layer infrastructure that we're building out.
And so when it comes to like someone wanting to provide, right? Because this supports the farmers and stuff, and like helps get them insurance, like you were saying, or helps potentially notify people early on if there's a disaster coming, something like that. When it comes like the GPU sharing, right, for decentralized compute power, how could someone potentially that, like I remember we talked a little earlier that maybe some people are in a rural area or an area where they don't have the same power that someone else does or the same internet. Is there a way that the GPU decentralized compute power can, support someone who maybe is struggling with that in maybe an area that's lacking in some of that stuff? If that makes sense in that question. Yeah, Nusana.
Absolutely, it can. It does require a little bit of capital from the get-go in order to get a proper GPU on board. Because at the moment we are seeing the market shift towards these larger models, and it is a bit capital intensive for, I imagine, people in more rural areas to afford a high performance consumer GPU in order to participate with the network. But it does open up the space for edge GPU compute, where people within these areas to be able to quickly access a GPU in order to offload some sort of compute. And I'm imagining as well, you'll have all of these different models, these running all across the world. And if you want to have weather inferencing, you'll just be able to quickly access one that's nearby. We haven't personally come to the point as Nosana that it makes sense to do that kind of edge computing yet, but I can foresee that there's a lot of use cases that will require low latencies. But it's definitely a way for people from all walks of life to be able to participate with this growing economy.
I love that. Thank you. Because growing up, actually, where I'm originally from, I was around a lot of farmers, people who are either ranch hands, ranching, growing plants, almonds to rice to all sorts of kinds of things. And so I know they're always fight, especially in America. There's always a fight for things like, especially with the central powers that hold most of the power when it comes to certain things like the weather and so on and so forth. And so things like this would be huge help for them. One thing I did want to ask too is what's driving demand for decentralized GPU and compute networks? Like, what is the biggest draw for this GPU DePin infrastructure, and where you guys are finding the most on demand?
Yeah, I can share first. There are a couple of areas where we're really seeing a lot of demand, and I think Nosana just tapped on a few of them. Um, but right now we're still seeing a lot of demand for model training. So I've spoken with a lot of the like Def AI protocols out there that are need to train their models to do really cool and exciting things in the DeFi space. But more and more, we're also starting to see inference and fine tuning become use cases as well. Yeah, Nusan, I don't know if are you seeing the same on your side?
So we have a little bit of another thesis. You do see these past couple of years that most of the money has gone into actually training these larger models. Oftentimes you would hear numbers being thrown around that Facebook spent $200 million training their Llama 3 model, for example. And we're not, and we think that that's going to continue as well, but we do see that the inference market is going to grow. We think that there's a lot more money being spent on inferencing from day to day in order to supply this demand that is growing by everyone who is building AI features into their products, that are building AI companies. Especially with these more recent reasoning models, you see as well that the inference time compute is increasing. I wouldn't say exponentially, but it is really increasing a lot. For example, with DeepSeek R1, it needs to feed back onto itself in order to correct its output, in order to correct the hallucinations that are happening. And we think as well that with other kinds of AI gen models, this particular market will continue to grow as we go forward, and especially because GPUs are so expensive at the moment because manufacturing is not able to keep up with the demand. You see that price reflected back as well within the more traditional GPU compute providers. And decentralized providers such as Nosana and IONET are able to source consumer GPUs and really provide GPU compute at a much lower cost compared to the incumbents.
So, and when you guys say models, you're meaning like AI models, correct?
Yeah, that's right. So this could be anything from like Nusana was just talking about DeepSeek, or anyone who actually wants to like build and train and run inference on their own models as well. So it's a huge bag. But I think right now we're seeing a lot of popularity and a lot of people building on top of like DeepSeek, especially in the AI in the crypto AI space now.
Got it. Okay, I just want to make sure I was understanding that correctly, and for maybe if anybody else had the same question as me, maybe I was the only one. But um, I also wanted to ask. We're getting kind of towards the end, and I want to be respectful of everyone's time, and we'll get to in about probably 15 minutes, getting to where we each project can kind of shill. What can we look forward to in 2025? What's the big opportunities that we can look ahead for you guys? But one of the last things I kind of wanted to touch on was, as a community member, for the people down below listening, or maybe even someone who's new to DePin, who's just understanding and hearing out this stuff, how can I, one, support what's going on in this space? How can I help expand, like Daba Network was talking about earlier? 90% of India maybe doesn't have the proper access to internet. So how can I help support get that there if I'm maybe living in that area? Or two, how can I also earn by supporting, right? Because that's also one of the big things we love to have about DPIN, right? Is like the way to earn with it. So I would love to hear, how can we as a community really support you guys and help get this even growing even more to battle against the centralized companies that are controlling a lot of this stuff. Daba, I'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, for us, I think we've studied deep in, especially the hardware sector, for years before entering the space to remove hurdles from it. Personally, I have been in NFTs since the SMB, DAA days, and never looked at DePin because I felt like hardware is too difficult for me to like manage by myself, and I was too lazy to get into the space. At Daba, when I realized there's a project in my city that's working in this sector since 8 years and are coming in Web3, what really made it easy for me to, what really identified with me was like, you own an NFT, the NFT resembles an on-ground asset, and it goes right at the home or the office or wherever someone needs internet. So it's pretty passive, simple. It's almost like owning an NFT and staking it to really make on-ground change. And that is what we have. That is what we're bringing to the DePin ecosystem to help grow it, to remove these barriers of adoption. And even though our network right now starts in India, we have community holders from more than 50 countries around the world. And it keeps on growing as people understand that how easy it might be for you to actually make on-ground change, as well as get rewarded for bringing this change.
I love it. Thank you, Daba, for sharing that. Jesse, I'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, I'm actually just posting something right now. So I like the phrase deep in precision, because all of us, whatever industry we're in, we want to have the community power, more high resolution data for any industry we want to like tackle, whether it's weather or bandwidth or whatever. This is what's awesome about DePin. It's like you token incentivize a bunch of people to like really target a singular singular industry and do it better and cheaper than ever before. Really, I'm serious. So like, for example, so we do uptime. Traditionally, uptime services are like, by status page or Atlassian or BetterStack. Like, you want to know, is my site up or down? And so today, how it works is like you'll ping basically traditional server setups, and like, hey, how's it doing in Miami data center, or like Amsterdam, or Seattle, maybe a handful of data centers. With DePin, now you can know how fast is your site really on every single country and major city on Earth. And that's a far superior way to have an uptime service. And so we have a map that you can like, hey, how is that? Like, you can more granularly that you can like say, how is my site on T-Mobile networks or on iPhones versus Androids? All that kind of data will be so expensive in the past, but when you token incentivize and when everyone contribute, now you can have a superior product where you can say, hey, what's my uptime? Not just a brute force up or down. I want to know how am I doing in this city, this carrier, this region, and that's so much better. And so I really think that deep in precision is a power here. And so I'm just gonna post a link here. The difference I just put on this post. So the Web 2, you can see it status.solana versus like a Web 3 deep empowered, or AKA community powered version. And you can just see how much better it is. Honestly, it's a superior way of doing it, and it's cost efficient, because in the past, even weather, right? You guys brought that up quite a bit. Can you imagine if you have to have 1,000 employees just buy your sensor and like walk around the earth? That's crazy. With DePin, you can token incentivize it and say, hey, you can make some money, passive income, just buy my sensor and walk around. So that's awesome. So this is the power of DePin.
If you would like, Jesse, you could post that, pin it to the top of the space too. That post that you're talking about. Ting, I saw your hand was raised. Love
Sure.
to hear from you. Yeah.
Cool. I think for your question, for those who haven't studied too much or getting to know about DePin enough, I think we can start with imagination, or shifting from the attention of pump and dump in the crypto market space or traditional blockchain projects. We can shifting that attention to thinking about imagining that the world, everything can be decentralized in the future, starting from wireless network, mapping of data in so many different ways. For example, collecting weather data in a decentralized way like us. And so, and as Jesse just mentioned, also these users can be incentivized by doing so, having the decentralized devices anywhere you want, and collecting those data in a decentralized way and earning passive income. And so I think with DePin, it's going to be possible for a completely decentralized world in the near future. And second, I think is to really learn how do you contribute to this, is to learn this. What I want to mention is about the network we're building on. It's we are not building on Solana, we're building on Peak blockchain. And Peak blockchain is European blockchain, is becoming very powerful, in my opinion, and their vision is to having impact, social impact, for developing this blockchain, to allowing projects, people who want to make an impact in the world. And so I think if you want to learn, you can start from checking out Peak, and then and see what are the other projects other than us is building on that, and what kind of impacts it can bring, and really understand what is your passion, what do you want to change about the world by using this kind of decentralized data. So I think the second stage would be, checking what's in the market and really start learning this space, because in the future, I think everything will be about DePin plus AI. So that's my prediction in the future.
Are you guys? I mean, you guys are, all of you on this panel are very involved in DePin and building it and pushing it forward into the future. Are you guys seeing DePin really starting to shake up things in regards to the centralized, like say for the GPUs against like AWS or Google, or the weather stuff against major weather centralized data centers? Are you guys really starting to see it disrupt, or do we have some time to go before it really starts disrupting the ecosystem as a whole?
I can tell you right now, we're 40 times cheaper than AWS. AWS is actually really expensive. Most people, it's convenient, but it's super expensive, honestly. And if you know what you're doing and you can run your own software on bare metal, it is so much cheaper. It really is crazy cheap. Yeah, I mean, really, I used to own a VPN business, and it would be so much. It wouldn't make any sense to do on AWS. But it's just convenient. That's why everyone uses it. But it is, if you know what you're doing, you have a good team, you can be really 40 times cheaper than AWS.
Nasana, I see your hand up. And Daba, did you have your hand up? We'll get to you after Nasana.
Indeed. So personally, we're not seeing that we're disrupting the space yet. As Jesse mentioned, we are also 40 to 60% cheaper compared to the incumbents compared to AWS. And as Jesse mentioned as well, especially developers, they're much more tied into that ecosystem where that whole platform is they're really baked into it and they have all of their tools available. There's a lot of friction for developers to start using other developer tools. So in that sense, we are seeing a lot of friction for people to shift over and try out other tools such as Nosana. But I think as we keep on going, as we keep on growing into the future, because we're so much cheaper, as AI becomes commoditized, as economies of scale really start penetrating the way that our market works, people will start shifting over to using decentralized services just because we're so much cheaper. But so I do think we have a ways to go. I think 3-4 years before people really and this market really starts taking off in the sense that we can start competing against these major institutions.
Kate, I'd love to hear from you. And thank you, Nasana, for sharing that.
Yeah, I definitely agree with what Nusana is saying. I think I have good news and I have more good news. The good news is that we are seeing sort of day over day record usage of the IONET network, which means we are, slowly but surely like chipping away and bringing more of those, more users into the world of DePin, which is really, really encouraging. And then the other good news is that the opportunity size is so enormous when you look at how much can be transported over from the AWSs and GCPs and other hyperscalers of the world. So while right now our market capture is quite small, the pie is enormous, and there's so much more work to be done by this group here today, but I'm really confident that we can do it.
I love it. So essentially what I'm hearing, we're still early. So if you're listening, you want to take part in DePin, you're still early. Daba, I'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, for us, I think AI is a very evolving sector, but internet has been there for a long while, and we see it as a really broken model how big telco works. For us, on ground, we have found amazing PMF. We currently provide the best combination of high speed and affordable internet for people. And wherever we expand to, people are looking to shift to using DABA Wi-Fi. And the way the systems work in DePin, I mean, think of it, if you traditionally have a Wi-Fi down at your place, you'll call customer care and you're basically hoping that they solve it as soon as possible. But with DePin, there are multiple people whose token incentives are affected if a device is down on ground. So the end user gets a much better service, gets a much cheaper service just because crypto makes it so much easier where we don't have to create a high capex model at all. And that helps us to essentially create a demand-driven model of our hotspot, where every connection brings revenue to the product. Every connection connects a house, a office online. And also by doing that, because it's a Web3 model, we also offer 1% of a token to our end user. So essentially over time, what we're going to do is not just bring them to Web2, but directly have them leapfrog to Web3 with tokens for having that connection in the first place. So I think what really helps is looking at this as a ripple effect, that once the foundation layers are built out, what else can be done? And that is what we're building towards. And also to leapfrog this, like the problem that we face over here, at least in India or at least we see it in every emerging economy like South Asia, South Africa, South America, is that uh, you, you need a lot of time to like build out these products. And one of the products that we have coming down the line is called the FSOC device, or double laser, we call it. It's essentially a poor man's version of a Starlink, where you use laser powered devices to quickly connect entire regions, entire cities, entire rural areas in a matter of days, instead of like digging trenches, setting up towers, and that sort of thing. So I think with internet, it's a demand, it's a basic demand that people need. And when you have the model that is cheap and affordable and reliable, you get PMF quite easily.
I love that. Thank you guys so much for sharing it. Anybody else like to touch on that before we kind of close this out and get to the part where each project gets to kind of share what they're doing this year that we can look out for? All right. As we get to the close of this space, again, I want to invite anybody who's listening, go to the pin tweet at the top of the space, put a question if you have any for any of these guests, because I'll ask them as they share or as they're explaining what they're kind of doing in this coming year and what we can partner with them alongside. And yeah, again, thank you everyone for showing up too. We're not quite done, but we're getting close, and so. I'm gonna kick this time off of this shill portion. Nasana, would you like to kind of give us a heads up of what's coming up in 2025 and how can we get excited and earn with you?
So right now we're actively looking for clients. We're slowly but surely growing out our client base in order that we can start generating revenue. We have a lot of compute supply, and we have now 4 clients that are actively using our network, and slowly but surely we're onboarding more clients as well as we speak. So and right now we're building out features to make it more accessible for developers, such as SSH access to your box, really kind of flesh out all of the features that developers are looking for in order to make it more attractive to use our platform and make it as easy as possible for anyone to deploy an LLM, to deploy Stable Diffusion, to deploy your AI agents in a way that's decentralized, where an AI agent with a token can pay for its own compute as it grows forward into the future. So just completely eliminating that dependency on centralized providers. And yeah, just really excited for what's coming up next. And thanks again for hosting this space.
Yeah, thank you, Nasana, for coming in and sharing that with us. We're excited for you. We will be watching. Daba, would you like to share next of what you're doing kind of in 2025 and what we can look forward to and get excited?
Yeah, sure. So we are really reaching on road to our TGE. Our network is being built out on ground. You can head over to daba.network.explorer to check out how these devices are performing. The idea is to, instead of talk about all the things that can happen, we actually build out this network before our token even launches. So you'll get to see how every hotspot is being organically consumed. People are using the devices. And we want to scale this, since we've hit PMF on ground, we want to scale this as fast as possible as we reach towards TGE. And as an early adopter, you get a Genesis reward for joining in. So do check out the project, do check out the network on ground, and join our Discord to if you have any questions.
Thank you so much, Daba. Really appreciate that. Edison, I see you there, and we'd love to hear what Cuddies is doing in this next year that we can get excited for a partner with you.
Yeah, for sure. So for this year, there's a couple of big things can coming, and so first TG, second we're going to deliver 100,000 rings this year. So which gonna come up with like around 20 to 30 million dollars in revenue. Last year we did 5, so this year we look for 4 to 6x. Hopefully, uh, we can make it more. And at the same time, going to launch pretty fun point system with a exclusive product and services store within the app. It can be something very special. So a lot of product and services that people won't see on the in the market, and it'll be very special since I was doing the venture capital for past few years, and really look into the longevity, nutrition, super supplements, and also the other biotech and consumer tech product. So we really want to bring people something different with exclusive like cutest vibe and also the brand. So yeah, so this year gonna be a lot of big things around the cutest. So um, you know, uh, follow cutest Twitter, and if you haven't got a chance to get a ring, uh, you know, make sure you get it one before TGE. I think you'll be surprised as well. So yeah, that's all.
Thank you so much, Edison. Excited for Cuddies, and excited to see you guys continue to grow. Ting, how can we get excited for you and partner with you guys this next year?
Sure. From the product side, we'll continue to onboarding more users for our SkyX 100 for helping us to collecting more hyperlocal data, weather data, and then also getting people incentivizing with our tokens. And then we're planning also to testing and launching our SkyX 300 will be more focusing on collaborating with governments, official cities. We'll choose some smart cities around the globe and implementing those professional weather stations. And then the third stage will be transforming our hyperlocal weather tracking platform in involving us into a broader of IoT data platform in the near future. And so that's on the product side. And then in terms of token, we are also aiming to do our TGE the third quarter of this year. This is our initial plan. And so let's see how it goes. So I'm excited about all the plans. And on top of that, we're going to be around the globe and doing roadshows with our partners. And my role is to help the strategic partners. So if you have any proposals with us, please go ahead and reach out to me directly on here on Twitter.
Thank you so much, Ting. We're excited to see how you guys disrupt the weather data centers and keep pushing further. Jesse, we'd love to hear you and Uprock and how we can partner with you guys and get excited for 2025.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the Kanye West coin. No, you guys actually can download our app on iPhone, Android, Mac, Windows, Linux right now. We have over 200,000 reviews, almost 5 stars. It's really easy, and 2 taps you can start earning. It's really, really simple. So that's the consumer side. If you're a company and you're looking for DePin precision for web scraping, uptime monitoring, or cybersecurity tests, then go to prism.uprock.com, and we just launched it last week at ETH Denver actually, and I would love for you guys to check it out and try it. So it's pretty much free right now because we want just feedback and partners just like give us like just try it out essentially. So it's prism.uprock.com, web scraping, uptime monitoring, and cybersecurity tests powered by DePin, aka the community.
Thank you so much, Jesse. I'm definitely going to go check that out and see if I can get it set up today, and so I can start earning with you guys. Thank you for sharing that. Last but not least, Omi, would you be down to share what is Kaizen doing? What can we get excited about for Kaizen this next year, and how are we growing?
Hey, hi, Omi from Kaizen, the founder of Kaizen. Yeah, so Kaizen is basically the ultimate NFT hub on Solana. We focus on onboarding newcomers in the space, educating them with our courses on Kaizen Academy, and helping them, navigate using our on-chain data and off-chain info. But something that we haven't actually officially announced yet is that we've pretty much completed our building as of end of last year. But because we now aggregate everything on chain, like trading, lending, and raffles. as well as all off-chain information like NFT launches, news, giveaways, conferences, and so much more. But obviously, our job's not done. Our new expansion plan this year, which we will elaborate a lot more on a detailed tweet next week, will go way beyond NFTs. We're going to expand our tools, our data, our courses to cover most of the other sectors of Solana, to ideally become the ultimate onboarding and navigation platform for Solana. So, I think a big problem of onboarding is always like when our normie friends ask us like, hey, oh, crypto is pumping, Solana looks really interesting, how do I get started? I don't know about you guys, but a personal pain point for me has always been there's no one place where I can send them to really start learning about crypto and Solana and learn about what the space has to offer. Especially for you guys in DePin, I think like there's a huge learning curve before they even get to more advanced topics like DePin itself, right? But yeah, this is the reason why as of late, this couple of months, we have been covering a lot more topics outside of NFTs, like today's space on DePin. Last week we did AI agents. So yeah, we're looking to buff up on a lot of this educational content. With that said, I want to take a minute here to share how much I really appreciate all of the speakers that shared their insights today. There were really a lot of interesting use cases brought up that I've never thought about, like especially like things like how weather data can benefit farmers, and implications on insurance. I think DePin is definitely a very interesting part of crypto. I really like it because, as many of the speakers mentioned, it really does put power into the hands of the people and is very community driven. But also because, unlike many of the other parts of crypto, it's not PvP, right? It really feels like with DePin, literally everyone wins here. Yeah, so I'm really excited to continue this conversation. Probably make DePin a regular topic on our spaces. And again, thank you so much to all the speakers and thank you for all the attendees. I hope you guys, took away a lot of things from this space. So thanks, everyone.
Thank you everyone for showing up. Guys, this was a killer space. Every single guest panel on here, the speakers, you guys were amazing. Your expertise was super helpful, even for me learning, because I'm learning still too about DePin. And yeah, it was an absolute killer space. So guys, we are going to conclude the space now. Thank you guys so much. If you can, follow every guest that spoke today. You're going to want to keep in the know on what they're building, what they're doing, and how they're disrupting centralized data. And so, guys, thank you again. That's all we have for you. Have a great rest of your day or night, wherever you're at. And we'll see you on the next one.
All right, everyone. The space just ended. I usually recap with the CEO of the company, so I'm probably gonna do a quick recap, and then we'll get back into the charts because something cool is happening, I think, on here, and I'm watching it closely as we're doing. So I'm gonna turn on some music for you guys. It shouldn't be too much longer, and then we'll get back into the charts together. Let me turn on some music. I'm gonna just quickly do a debrief, and I'll be right back.
1-3, the police are requesting an ambulance to detail man screaming for one. Inside the Irish Social Club at number 19 Park Street, West Rock Street.
Your
I'm in a debrief real fast. I'm almost finished. Yeah, we're gonna get back to the charts very soon. I'm almost finished, like maybe 5-10 minutes probably. Okay, I'm done. Let's get to the charts. Sorry, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the conversation. I hope it wasn't a complete waste of your time. But I host those once a week, once or twice a week sometimes. Typically it's once a week, but let's get into the charts. Yeah. Taco, setting up today? Not really. We're kind of waiting for some things. We're being patient. Probably not going to take a trade today. Okay, we're kind of I'm trying to see where price is going to go in preparation for tomorrow, actually, or even next week. Okay, so if we don't get the entry tomorrow, it might be we have to wait till next week. Okay, let me do some content real fast just to bring people back in, let them know that we're getting into the conversation again. Tomorrow, I might be doing a later stream, more closer towards like Jerome Powell's speech, which is happening at 9:30. So I might do more of a later stream where we start a little bit later but go a little longer towards into the day. Yeah, because I want us to watch the Jerome Powell speech. So, because I'm not going to do the orb tomorrow, I'm not really doing any of that. We're kind of waiting for those levels. I'm more going to focus in on Jerome Powell, Crypto Summit, the Red Folder news launching tomorrow, and how can we either potentially get an entry opportunity tomorrow, or how can we set ourselves up for success going into Monday of next week. I might even be watching this weekend because with all the news happening, I mean, think of last weekend when they had the crypto reserve announcement. Like, this weekend could potentially be a big weekend. So, ain't the summit tomorrow? Yes, summit is tomorrow evening. I don't know. Let me see when the summit starts. What time is the digital asset summit tomorrow? Let's see if this one says. March 7th. Yeah, we know that. We want to know the time. What does this say? Sailor, who has long championed Bitcoin, believes the cryptocurrency market cap currently at around 2 trillion could grow to 20 trillion before eventually hitting 200 trillion. $200 trillion market cap, dude. Let's see what that is for Bitcoin. I mean, I'd have to do... How do you do a custom? Here we go. Enter current price. What's Bitcoin's current price? 9301. Let's say 9301. Oh, get out of here. 9301. Circulate. We're gonna say 21 mil because by the time it hits that, it'll be 21 mil, and then the market cap is 203. That's 100,000. 123. That's million. 123. That's billion. 123. That's trillion. What would be the coins? Wait, 200, 123, 123, 123, right? 1, 2, 3, that's 100, 1, 2, 3, thousands, 1, 2, 3, millions, 1, 2, 3 billion, so 1, 2, 3. Why is it not? Why is it not calculating for me? All right, let me see if I can find it a different way. Maybe this one. Total supply 21, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's million. Calculate price. Here we go. Market cap 200. 1, 2, 3 thousand. 1, 2, 3 million. 1, 2, 3 billion. 1, 2, 3 trillion. Enter supply 21. 1, 2, 3 thousand. 1, 2, 3 million. Oh! Oh my gosh. If he's correct, if Bitcoin hit a $200 trillion market cap, that means one Bitcoin would be $9.5 million a Bitcoin. Do you guys see that? Oh my gosh. Windows Shift S. I mean, think of that. If you just had 0.1 Bitcoin at 9.5 mil is what? $950,000? Probably. 10% of 9.5 mil? $95,000? One of my goals this year is to own a Bitcoin. I don't own a Bitcoin. I own like 0.05 Bitcoin. Or like 0.01 Bitcoin. It's a very small amount is what I own of Bitcoin. But this year, one of my main goals is as I become a more profitable trader, taking some of those profits and just slowly accumulating Bitcoin. And I really want to get to one BTC at least. That's one of my goals. I gotta say good morning to all the homies. Let me do this off screen so we can look at the charts. All right, let's look at the charts. Okay, sorry, I'm getting distracted. I got really distracted. Yeah, so tomorrow, big day tomorrow. Okay, big day tomorrow. So what do we all have tomorrow? Right, we got. I already covered this kind of earlier this morning. I'm going to go over it again real fast. We got 3 red folder news. We got hourly earnings, month to month, non-farmer employment change, unemployment rate. All right, all red folder news. I'd say probably out of these, my guess unemployment rate is the most powerful. Let me know if I'm wrong in that. But I think unemployment here out of these 3 is probably the most important. Red folder news that comes out. And then at 9:30 a.m., this is actually, I think, the most important red folder news tomorrow. Jerome Powell, right? In regards to data, I think unemployment's the most important. In regards to, out of all the red folder news, out of all 4 that are happening tomorrow, Jerome Powell, when he speaks, that's very powerful, okay? And I assume he's going to address the crypto reserve conversation that was brought up this last Sunday. And if it's a positive thing, right, could be really good for the market. If it's a negative discussion, could be very bad for the market, right? He holds a lot of power tomorrow in what he says. So tomorrow we will watch this live. We will be watching this live in the live stream. So I might not start stream tomorrow until like maybe 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, right? You know, maybe a little earlier, but I'm gonna just maybe just kind of like take a little bit later day tomorrow, just because the big event that's happening with him speaking, and I want to kind of capitalize that. Last time we covered this, I think our stream hit 2,000 viewers, so I want to see if I can get another really good stream where we can hit over 2,000 viewers live. watching him speak. So yeah, that's nuts, huh, Ripnar? Like, and that I think is something good. Like, I don't know if will Bitcoin hit $200 trillion? It could, right? With these crypto reserve conversations, with the Bitcoin reserve conversation, it very much could, right? Let's see what right now. What's the market cap of gold? Right, that's a good thing to market cap of gold. What is that market cap? Because that's essentially what Bitcoin is battling against, right? That's what it's trying to almost kind of replace, right, as a store of value, replacing gold essentially. And gold's market cap, as of December 24, the global market cap of gold was estimated 18.4 trillion, which is about 16.7% of the world's GDP. So if 18.4 trillion is 16.7% of the world's GDP, is $200 trillion really realistic? I don't know. That's a very big number, right? If 18.4 trillion is almost 20% of the world's GDP, you know, times that by 5, you're close to, that's almost 100% of the world's GDP is in Bitcoin. Now, also, you got to calculate that the world's GDP would grow over that time, right? But that's a big number to just throw around, right? That's a big number to throw around. 20 trillion. He says 20 trillion. That one to me seems more realistic. That's a 10x from where we currently are, right? That to me seems more like a realistic expectation to see. That would be a little bit bigger than gold. And I could see it being that because, why do I say that being? Because not only is Bitcoin, is not, you can't create more of it, right? Once it's mined, it's mined. Gold, you can create more of it, which devalues it in a way. It's not really as insane as like say the US dollar, but once it's done, right? There's only 21 million Bitcoin ever. So I could see it hitting 20 trillion, which would be about equivalent to the gold value right now. But 200 trillion, that's a big number to throw around and say, right? Would it be cool if it did that? Heck yeah, bro. Because think of that. If Bitcoin's at 200 trillion, what is the market cap of Ethereum, Solana, you know, XRP, right? If they're still around, right? If it, like, hopefully all these coins are still doing well, you know. Yeah, I'm the future of crypto. If you don't think we're early right now, you're still wrong. Okay, you are still early. Okay, and that might be hard to grasp, but we are still early with crypto. Okay, so that's why, like, I don't rush things, because we're still early. You were early 4 years ago. You were early 5-6 years ago when you started, and you're still early today in 2025, because the conversation is just starting to shift, right? And so, yeah. It's exciting. We're in a very exciting time in crypto. A very exciting time. Let's look at some of the market at a higher time frame, right? Let's look at Bitcoin. At more of this higher time frame. We're gonna erase them, but close out our drawings. Okay. Let's look at the weekly time frame. The weekly time frame is still looking pretty bearish. Now, we still have probably 4 more days left on this weekly candle here. And a lot is going to happen in the next 3 days of this candle still being live, right? So this candle very much could flip to a white candle, okay? I'm not totally convinced that this candle will close and look like this by end of week, right? By Saturday or Sunday. I'm not convinced our candle will look like this. So I want to be patient. That's why I'm kind of like not opening up trades right now, because there's a lot of things happening and I just don't want to get caught in it. We already had, right, 3 losing trades this week, 1 winner. And so we don't need to have another winner, right? The market is already in a weird spot, a very weird spot. And I'd rather just be patient. Even if I miss the big pump, right? Then we finally at least get structure to a direction, right? Just like we waited over here, right? When we caught this move down, Did we get the perfect entry? No, but we got a great and absolutely amazing trade because we were patient. And we were able to be very confident in that trade. And that's what I'm kind of waiting for here is essentially, okay, could I have entered here or in this area? Sure. And would it have been a better entry than if I wait until it breaks this and retest? Yeah, it'd be a better entry. But guess what? If it breaks this strong high here, retest, guess what? We're going to be so much more confident in that trade to get back to 100K, $110,000 Bitcoin than if we are down here risking when we don't need to risk, right? So again, patience is profit. Let the big manipulators, let the big money do its thing. Let it manipulate, grab liquidity, stop out people, you know, take out all the shorts that are up here, take out all the longs that are down here. Let it wreck the economy of this market right now. And then we get in. Once it's then stabilized, once it's then certain of the direction it's going, right? Yeah, that's my opinion, and that's my game plan of how I'm kind of trying to set myself up right now, right? Because we got a lot of resistance up here, we got minimal support down here, but what you guys might not realize is in this area right here. So let me just circle the area I'm talking about. In this area right here, there is millions and millions and millions of dollars of shorts. Right now, these shorts are positive. If this price begins to go into this area right here, if we see price start playing around in this area or even breaking up above here, all these shorts are now underwater and all these shorts are going to start getting trapped. And that means that's a bullish momentum, because then if these shorts start getting closed, that means there's going to be a lot of buy pressure to the upside, pushing price to the upside, right? So we potentially, if we start seeing price push up into here after the crypto summit, after Chair Powell speaks, we could see a big move up to the upside, because all these shorts will start getting closed. All these shorts will get closed out, which is a lot of buy pressure, causing price to move, breaking structure of all these strong highs still left here that also have even more liquidity to push price up further, which would cause price to then pump to these levels up here that we've been waiting for price to get to, which would be back to 100K, right? Back to 100K. So we're at a very, we're very close to price doing something pretty big here. Or also exactly the other way, because there's a lot of liquidity down here, a lot of sell side liquidity, that if price begins to break these lows and all these longs start getting stopped out, that's sell side liquidity that could potentially push us lower to support down here, right? So there's two directions that price is playing with, that it could fall or rise. And I would rather not get caught in the middle of it. And I'd rather wait for the storm to settle and then I get involved, okay? Because we've already got in trouble with the storm already. And I kind of don't want to get in trouble anymore with it. Does that make sense? I hope that's making sense of what I'm talking about. Let's look at Ethereum this morning. Let's look at how Ethereum closed out yesterday. I'm going to close out some of these drawings, and we're just going to keep like the CME gaps up there and our areas of interest. So this is the weekly time frame. Oh man, dude, Ethereum does not look good at all. Ethereum looks like it's going to go. Oh my gosh, did it? Oh shoot. I don't think I realized that yesterday. We've been saying this for a while. Ethereum's going sub 2K. It literally tapped in sub 2K yesterday at $19.90, $1,990. That's pretty big for Ethereum. If Ethereum does not hold here, and that's begins, it's going to 1600. Okay. But again, there's a lot of news that's like on the brink of sending Ethereum back to the CME gaps up here too. So I'm like, there's big potential that Ethereum could fall to 1600 all the way down here. Wait, where's my drawing? Where did my drawing go? Oh, I didn't have a drawing. But down here to these levels. But also, it's very likely Ethereum could rip up to the CME gap up here and start breaking structure to the upside. I mean, we've seen big, you know, insiders, right? We're not quite sure if they're really insiders, but like World Liberty Finance scooping up a lot of Ethereum in these levels here. And World Liberty Finance is the president's company. And do you think they might know something that maybe we don't know? Do you think they might know something that might be coming up tomorrow? Maybe an announcement that might be coming out. Maybe some bullish news. Right? So like, there's so many factors that are playing. That's why I'm kind of waiting for the storm to settle. The storm to settle here. Because look at the 4 hour. The 4 hour on Ethereum is looking like it's starting to form some bearish structure or bullish structure here. Right? And it looks like it's finding support here in these levels every single time. So I kind of want to see what gets shaken out this weekend. But Ethereum does look very, very bearish on higher time frames, like the week and the day, where the 4 hour is starting to like maybe potentially hint at that this is maybe the bottom, right? With this structure forming here on the 4 hour right here, this structure that happened in manipulation, right? So yeah, I just think we're on the brink of something, either to the downside or upside, one or the other. Something big's like on about to happen. Solana, let's look at Solana. Solana, the weekly time frame. Let's hide the drawings real quick. Solana also is looking pretty bearish. Okay. Ooh. Okay, weekly time frame EMA cross, not good for Solana at all. Not good for Solana at all. Especially with this big candle to the downside that's happening, breaking below the 50. Yeah, Solana does not look good. So Solana does have this low down here. Let's bring back our drawings real fast. Okay, we do have. Solana has this support here that every time it taps in, it pushes off. Okay, that's something good that we have for us here on Solana. This support here is immense, which is right around 125, right? 130, 125. Every time Solana pushes in here, it bounces off. Okay, though if it does not hold, we will be going down to these levels of potentially low hundreds, like sub 110, or potentially even a 101. And if this does not hold, we're going sub 100, right? We're going sub 100, potentially all the way down to here. But we have this really strong support here that is holding price very, very well. Okay, so I'm not convinced Solana is going much lower than this yet. If we go to the daytime frame, yeah, daytime frame is making like higher lows here. So I'm not totally convinced. Any trades today for the challenge? No trades today, Scud. We're kind of prepping for tomorrow and potentially making a trade tomorrow, or we're just gonna wait until next week after the dust settles of all this crazy news. I think tomorrow we're gonna get some crazy bullish news, and my goal is on like Bitcoin. My goal is to see if Bitcoin drops down to this blue level here tomorrow, potentially making like a position that looks like this guy right here. Let me move it over, where we have potential an entry right around this blue zone, stop loss to a strong low, and a targeting a 2-to-1 on the 4 hour. And then seeing if maybe we can ride it up to breaking these highs, and then maybe even going back to like 100K Bitcoin or further. Because I really think that tomorrow something big is going to happen in regards to news. And this manipulation is all in preparation for what's going to happen at the digital asset, Jerome Powell speaking. And then next week too, right? We looked yesterday. Next week too has a lot of red folder news. PPI, prelim UOM, consumer sentiment, inflation expectations, right? Next week also has some really big things, and if these are green, it just plays on our theory. So I'm Scud right now. We're kind of setting up a game plan, right? We're setting up our game plan. We have our defense and offense. We have plan A and plan B, right? Plan B for me would be say it's not as bullish as we thought. Say this does not do what we thought, and we don't get the bullish news. I don't actually get the entry here. but instead it does opposite. What's the opposite? What's plan B? Plan B could potentially be a retest in this level, stop loss to this low here. We're targeting then this level down here, right? Where's a 2-to-1? Right? Plan B is we go short, potentially sub 70k, right? This is the very bearish scenario. If we do not hold these levels, and say tomorrow we don't get any good news that we wanted, say next week the red fuller news is very bearish, say tomorrow's red fuller news is very bearish, we start breaking these lows, we could go potentially sub 70k, right? If it starts getting very bearish, right? So what's plan B? This is what plan B kind of looks like if things don't go to plan. Right, and instead next week we start breaking these lows, and instead we're looking bearish, right? Especially for Ethereum, right? We looked at Ethereum. Ethereum's looking very bearish on the day and weekly time frame, making lower lows, making higher lows on the weekly time frame, breaking structure to the downside. For me, 4-hour time frame for Ethereum, that could target 1600, right? We maybe get a breakout here, retest in this area, stop loss up to these highs. Targeted 2-to-1. Where does a 2-to-1 take us? Right around 1600. Right? That's my plan B for Ethereum if it doesn't work out. Same for Solana. Plan A is, I think plan A is bullish. We're ahead to the CME gaps. But plan B is, what if it's not? And what if it's bearish, right? So if you're thinking of like, how do I capitalize, you know, have your game plan set up, have an idea of what you're looking for, and then execute when it comes time. So we're not really looking at like the orb setup tomorrow. We're more looking at higher time frame key levels and playing the news. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Let me know if anything's not making sense, and please shoot your questions in the chat, just in case if it's not making sense. And tomorrow we're probably gonna do a later stream, because we're gonna watch Jerome Powell speak live on the live stream. So I might start the stream tomorrow like 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Not our normal time tomorrow, just because I want to capitalize on the Jerome Powell, and we'll probably do a little bit later stream into the day and see how post his speech, what does the market do. And it also, as they're setting up for the crypto summit, there could be some things that happen pre-crypto summit or even during or post, right? So and if anybody in the chat, does anybody know what time the crypto summit starts? I tried to find that, I couldn't find it. I'm assuming evening time on East Coast, like maybe 5 p.m. Eastern time. So that would be like 3 p.m. my time. Let's see if I can find it again. No, that's not it. Friday, March 7th. Yeah, not everything just says March 7th. What time? Why else? March 7th, no time. What to expect? As mentioned, this crypto conference is the first ever White House event for the cryptocurrency industry. As a result, it is expected to focus on several topics to shape the future of America as the lead crypto leaders. The U.S. Crypto Reserve Foundation. What else? Regulatory clarity for crypto assets, crypto market positioning, potential repeal of anti-crypto regulations. So something that, do you mind analyzing Ava for me? Sure, yeah, we can look at that. One of the news that I think that I've been like hearing the rumor that might be announced tomorrow is that no crypto tax. That was one of the things I keep hearing. That would be extremely bullish for cryptocurrencies. Because now cryptocurrencies, if it has no tax, is a tax-free place to store your money. And guess who's all going to want to store their money in a tax-free place? The rich. And what are they going to go to? The top coins. They ain't going to go to the degenerate coins, right? They're going to go to the top coins, like top 2, top 3, Ethereum, Bitcoin, maybe even some Solana in there, because Solana's been a hot topic lately, right? Those top 5, top 6 coins. They're not going to go much further than that. Cardano, right? They're probably going to match whatever the crypto reserve does, right? So if cryptocurrencies are a place to dodge taxes, a lot of money will be going into cryptocurrencies. A lot of money, okay? And that could be one of the biggest announcements tomorrow, and a very, 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 very bullish announcement for us, okay? Let's look at AVA. Okay, I cannot find a time. I do not know when this stupid event starts. What is the crypto? When? Okay, when? Oh, 6:30 p.m. UTC. Okay, let's see what that is. UTC to PST. 6:30 p.m. 6:30 is 1800 hours, right? So that would be, oh shoot, 10:30 a.m. for me. Oh, so it's like right after Jerome Powell speaks. Oh, that's exciting. Okay, we're going to be freaking going over Jerome Powell. Then we're going to try to find ways to cover the crypto summit. All right. Okay. Yeah, 10 a.m. 10:30. 10:30 is when it starts for me. All right. Okay. That's pretty. I'm going to make a. That's pretty big. Okay. Tomorrow. Holy smokes. Tomorrow's going to be a big day, guys. Tomorrow's a big day. Tomorrow's going to be a big day. All right. So AVA. Do you mind analyzing AVA for me? Let's do it. Or Ava. Is it AVA or AVAA? Kings is Beast. Is it AVA/USDT? I just want to make sure I'm looking at the right one before I analyze it. What's the, is it like 60, is it valued at like 64 cents right now? All right, okay, this one right here. Let me see if I can find a better chart. Let's do open layout. I should have a layout just for. Let's do this. We're gonna create a new layout and then stream requests. Okay. And then let's add. Let's find it. So we're gonna find it. AVA. AVA, USDT, Binance. Should we do Binance? Maybe. That's AVAX. We don't want AVAX. Is it Avalanche? I want to make sure I'm just getting the right one. Is it Avalanche that you're looking for? I was trying to grab a short off the 4-hour retest. Okay. I don't think it's Avalanche because that's AVAX. Yeah, it's not Avalanche. It's got to be this guy right here. I was trying to grab a short at the 4-hour retest. So let's see the 4-hour. Oh, like here. That looks bearish there, yeah. Let's do from a top-down analysis, okay? Top-down analysis. Wow, holy smokes. Okay, from the weekly time frame, we're gonna work our way down. So clearly they had a massive pump recently, and then they corrected all the way back down. These are going to be strong highs to pay attention to on the weekly time frame. Okay, those are all important highs to pay attention to. I think those are all of them on the weekly time frame. I guess you could add this one too. That one, there we go. So as you can see, it hit all the way up to these zones up here, right? These are kind of like, these lines aren't specific. When I marked out strong highs and strong lows, okay, don't take them so literal, right? Don't take them as like price has to hit right on that line, right? Take them as zones, right? So use like this zone to this zone. What does price do in this area or near this line, right? This zone is this zone. What does price do in that line, right? So it's not exactly at $3.06, right? It's what does it do in this area, right? So think of it more like this. Each line is more like a box, right? Like it could be something like that. What happens in that box? I don't know if it's that specifically, but don't take the lines when you draw them out so seriously, right? It could be more of a zoned layer of everything around that line, right? You just want to see what happens when price touches that line, right? And where does it go? Where does it bounce off? So on and so forth. And then let's draw some strong lows. This one looks like one, obviously. So that one. That's pretty much about it. You kind of had just this like this zone right here, this range. But it looks, honestly, it looks like Ava is finding a lot of support here, right? So what do I see here? I see this order block. Let me move this actually to here. I see this actual order block right here. Okay, so this is a support zone. Okay. Wait, where did it? Okay. Support zone. Look what the weekly time frame is doing in here. Look what it's doing in there. Right? It's bouncing off. This could be bottom here. You want to see what I would want to see is price to move off of here pretty rapidly to the upside, right? Especially now that it's starting the weekend on this downward momentum, I'd want to see a push off, like a strong push off here. Something like 3 of these candles would be great, right? Showing good momentum. Let's look at the daytime frame. Daytime frame does look bearish. Okay, why does it look bearish? You have these lows getting broken, this low getting broken, lower highs, lower high, lower high. Right? Higher, lower low, lower low. So it does look bearish. So let me look at this real quick, because you do have this guy and you do have this guy, right? So let's just tighten up these zones that we talked about, that we mentioned. This low pushed up to make a higher low from here, right? This low pushed up to make higher highs, right? And look what price is doing. Tapped in, pushed off. tapped in, got pretty close, pushed off. Now, what I'd want to see, if I was an AVA holder, you're going to want to see these highs start getting broken, right? You want a candle closure above that blue line. You want a candle closure above that blue line. You want candle closures above that blue line. This one, actually not as important. This one's more important. This one would be the next one, right? So if I start seeing candle closures above these blue lines, I'm getting good indicators that we're probably going to go to this next zone. Then from there, what's the next zone above this one? Probably way up here, actually. Probably this one, right? So if I hit this zone, I start breaking above this zone, where's the next one? Probably this zone up here. Then where's the next one after this one? Right? All the way up here. This zone there. And then where's the next one after that one? Way up there. Way up there, right? So now you can look at your chart and say, if I start seeing it break above, this could be the bottom. We could be at the bottom here for AVA. But if I see AVA start breaking this low here, I mean, that could be dangerous. Like, there's not much lower it can go from that point. I mean, if we go back to the weekly time frame, right? It's never seen below this low here. What's this low right here? That's 38 cents. If it starts breaking below here, that could be very bad for AVA. Okay? That could be very bad. But it's looking like it's finding support and finding a bottom here. So let's see we'll just go to the 4 hour. We won't go much lower than that. So 4 hour time frame, right? You're potentially at a support, like a resistance point, like you talked about. You're potentially at a resistance point. It did make a lower low here from this low here. Made a lower low. I'd be interested to see what does price do here, right? So you're clearly at a resistance point. What I would want to see, if I were to try to do a position, I'd want to go to the 1 hour and see, are we respecting this, or are we starting to break through it? And are we displacing to the downside? What does that mean, right? So this is a great example right here. Price tapped into this liquidity up here. What did it do? It pushed up. Okay, it pushed down, displaced. Look what it created. Fair value gap. Okay, created a fair value gap on the 1 hour. Okay, let's go to the 4 hour. Where did that drawing go? Okay. On the 4 hour, what did it do? Created a inverse fair value gap here. Let's make it a different color. Created an inverse fair value gap here on the 4 hour. What's an inverse? It's when the downward momentum completely fills, right? Look what price is in. Inverse fair value gap. Okay, you also have bullish fair value gaps displacing to this upside, bearish fair value gaps that all got inverted going to this direction. So you're kind of at a key point of like, what is it going to do? Is it going to respect here, or is it going to push off and disrespect that? And so if you look to left here, left over here, push right, came up, made a double top, pretty much displaced to the downside. Go to the hour time frame. Oh, here you go. On the hour time frame, look what it did here. Created an inverse fair value gap here on the hour. Pushed down, displaced, made a fair value gap, pushed back up, rejected off that inverse fair value gap. Boom. On the hour time frame, this is your... There you go. Put it up. What could that have been for you on AVA? I mean, all the way down to this guy. That's a 5-to-1. 5-to-1 R. Right? Going down all the way to that wick there. Right? So what would I look for over here? Is something like this, where it pushes up, starts to displace, respecting imbalances, and then pushing off hard. and breaking structure. That's what I would look for, and then try to catch that move. So what am I seeing here? I'm not seeing key areas getting formed. I'm not seeing any fair value gaps, which shows me price is ranging and indecisive, right? So price has this range here, probably like right from this range. Okay, I'm gonna make it orange, and this range here, right? So what do I want to see here, right? This is great. This is great teaching opportunity. What I want to see here, because clearly price is kind of indecisive in this range here. I would want to see it break it over here, right? Just like what it did over here. So I think AVA is in a key spot, especially where if you look at the other news that's going on, AVA could be affected by this also. So it looks very indecisive here. There's no fair value gaps. The only fair value gap I see for AVA is way down here. That fair value gap, and then these fair value gaps down here, but nothing in here. There's nothing going on in here that I can really work with. It's kind of just consolidating. So now you need it to break consolidation one way or the other. So yeah, I would say if you're trying to make a position, be more patient, wait for better confluence, because I do not see the confluence yet for short. Let me see the 4 hour real fast. Yeah, there's no fair value gaps here. You do have this inverted fair value gap. All right, so let me so here, what do you have? You have this inverted fair value gap down here, playing and respecting and bouncing off. You have this another inverted fair value gap down here, right? You also have this massive fair value gap down here. That massive fair value gap, and a bunch of inverted, this inverted fair value gap, no inverted there. So it's looking bullish with the displacement to the upside. And it seems to be respecting this inverted fair value gap here. Taps in, bounces off, taps in, bounces off, taps in, bounces off. So I'd be a little more patient on that short. Okay, wait for better confluence, wait for displacement. That's what I would say. Cryptotica, good morning, dude. Hey, not trading today. What we've been focused on today is game plan. Okay, game plan for tomorrow and game plan for next week. Because tomorrow's going to be insane. Tomorrow's going to be a very volatile day, I think, and a pretty crazy news day. You got Jerome Powell and the Crypto Summit. So I'm going to be patient, wait for things to shake out, see how it all happens, and then we go from there. We're watching these key levels, though, on Bitcoin. Okay, so we have a potential game plan A and game plan B. Game plan A is bullish, game plan B is bearish. I want to see what price does if it comes down here. I would love to see price tap into this blue zone before tomorrow. Maybe a 1 hour close under. I don't. So for me, Crypt Kings is Beast, I wait for displacement and break of structure. So it's not necessarily a price for me. I watch when does price begin to break structure to the direction I'm aiming for, right? But I would say 2 Kings is Beast, have a plan B, right? What if it starts going bullish? You don't want to miss that opportunity too. So have your plan A, which is your shorting opportunity, and have your plan B, which is what if it actually flips to the other side, right? And I would be less focused on a specific dollar amount and more focused on how does price action, what happens with price action? Does it displace? Does it move sharply? Does it respect a fair value gap or a level? Right? That's what I'd be more focused on. Like right here is a great example on Bitcoin. Tapped in, pushed off sharply as soon as it hit our key area. Pushed off, broke structure. pushed off, broke structure, right? So it's breaking the 50 EMA. It's looking very bearish. So for me, I'm not really looking for a short. I want to see what happens when we get down here. That's what I'm waiting for today. But this is a good example of, right? Price came up and instantly rejected. Then it came back up, tried to push up, broke structure again. That's a good opportunity, right? Like for this position here, for Bitcoin, it could have looked like something like this. There. And then where could you target? You target, you know, these lows to the left or this support down here, which this is a 2-to-1, right? Tapping back into that blue zone, right? That could have been a short opportunity there. Space went well. So DePin is a massive sector of crypto. If you guys don't know, DePin it's a massive sector. Will there be a reload? Yeah, so the DePin conversation is completely recorded, not only on Twitter, but it's also recorded in the live stream. So on YouTube, you could go back and rewatch it. Yeah, the Twitter space is completely recorded. I also will be doing a summary. So I always post a summary on that Kaizen profile of the space. But yeah, DePin is a really big opportunity. DePin is a really big opportunity in crypto because it's a great way to earn passively and a great way for you to support a product, right? Especially if you're interested in something. I literally found a poop to earn. We found a poop to earn, right? There's walk to earn. There's like sharing weather data to earn. I do cellular stuff with helium to earn. There's a lot of DePin opportunities. DePin's a really, really cool space. And the fun thing with DePin, it costs very low capital to earn with it. Some of it's completely free and it just continues to pay you, right? Like my phone plan thing that I do with Helium, I literally, the crypto I earn pays for the phone plan and then I make money on top of it every single month. So it's literally free. It doesn't cost me anything. Yeah, Kings is Beast, of course. So guys, I'm about to close up the stream today. We're doing a little bit shorter because tomorrow we're going to do a long stream. We're going to be watching a crap ton of crazy news, and I think the market's going to do some crazy stuff. Today's goal was finding these key areas and seeing how price reacts to these key areas. If you want to know, I'm in the Discord today. I'm gonna after I work out this morning, I'm gonna post like my key levels, where I'm looking and watching for, and my game plan A and game plan B. So if you're watching and you would like to have access to my daily analysis, it's actually free. This is actually not a part of the gated portion. This will actually be for anybody who's in the server. So you can join in, and I'll be posting that soon, probably in the next couple hours. And I'll be active in the Discord today. But yeah, just found this channel last night. This looks pretty awesome. The Traders Compound, dude, welcome in. Yes, I would love to have you in. we stream every single day, Monday, Friday, and tomorrow we're gonna cover Jerome Powell, Crypto Summit, and see if we get our entry for potentially a massive move. I really do. If the news is good tomorrow, we could see a really big move on Bitcoin, Solana, Ethereum, like that puts us back to 100K. But if it's not as bullish, we have the game plan B. That's on the bearish side, right? Or honestly, it could just start consolidating here too, and we have to wait and be more patient. But yeah, Coffee said, what are your general thoughts on ICP DePin? ICP? Is that internet computer? Oh, what's that called again? Internet computer power or something like that. It's the coin, right? ICP. I think it's pretty cool. It's that AI coin. Yeah, I like it. AI, I think, is a huge opportunity. Dude, DePin 2 is massive. It's literally a massive rabbit hole. But yeah, just to close up the stream, guys, tomorrow's going to be the big stream day. Today, I'm kind of taking a rest day, like taking a little bit smaller of a stream. We've been streaming like for 3.5 hours now. A little bit smaller of a stream, and then tomorrow's going to be a bigger stream. Where we're kind of like, we're going to cover big news topics and really see if we can actually get a trade tomorrow. If not, we'll see if we can set ourselves up for success on Monday or Tuesday. But join the Discord. If you're on YouTube or Twitch, if you type in ! all caps Discord, it'll send you the link. If you're on X, link is in my bio, or let me throw it below the live stream real quick. Let me throw the link below the live stream real fast. Control C. Let me throw it underneath real quick. There we go. Okay. Link is below the live stream too if you're on X. So if you'd like to join in the Discord, I'd love to have you. Yeah, the protocol. I see. Yeah, I know that one. Coffee. I think it's a good one. I think AI is very early. I think AI is going to be a big meta soon as it continues to grow. But all right, everyone, I'm going to start. Let me see real fast. I'm going to close down the stream. I'm going to eat some breakfast real quick before I go work out. And then I'll see you guys all tomorrow or in the Discord today. But seriously, guys, thank you so much. If you can, like the stream, share it. Tomorrow's going to be a big one. You know, if you're going to open up positions, be careful, okay? Be careful what's going to happen tomorrow, okay? It could be very, very volatile. So just please be careful. If you're gonna open a position today and try to hold it through tomorrow, make sure you have a stop loss, okay? Do not trade without a stop loss and have some patience. It will pay off, I promise. Okay? I promise it pays off to be patient. Okay, everyone? Alright, I'm gonna close it out. We're gonna close it and I'll see you guys all tomorrow. I'm excited. I'm really excited for tomorrow, you guys. It's going to be big. All right, let's close out the stream. I just want to shout out to everyone who showed up. Chris Baldwin, Rad D Great, Solaris, Coffee James, Peter Prince, Guillerme, Taco, Ripnar, Scud, Kings is Beast, Cryptotica, and the Trader Compound. Thank you guys so much for showing up, hanging out, and chatting. And everyone else who's watching, who I don't know exactly your name, I really appreciate you guys supporting me, showing up every single day, showing out, and getting this information. You guys change. You guys make this so much better when you come and hang out with me. I love having you guys in my community. And so, guys, I'll see you tomorrow. It's gonna be a big day, a massive day, literally a huge day, and so I'm excited. Hopefully we get a good trade. Hopefully we get that opportunity we're looking for and being patient for. And if not, again, all we have to do is wait till next week and we should get what we want. Have a great day, Ripnar. You're awesome, dude. I love having you in the streams and in the community. Twitch is growing. YouTube is growing. Our X is growing. Hey, we're going to stay consistent. We ain't going nowhere. We're going to be here all year long, streaming Monday through Friday. And guys, I'm excited. And the challenge is still young. We're only a month into the challenge. And we got a long way to go. And a long, profitable journey ahead of us. All right, everyone. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day. Be safe on the charts. And make sure you also spend some time with family. And don't get too absorbed in it all. I know it can be hard, but you guys are great. See you tomorrow.